Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Co-Chair. And then good afternoon to all of you. A roadmap for strengthening solid wood based in the handicraft sector of Manipur, India. As Co-Chair has informed you all, I worked in this institute called Wood Science and Technology for a short while. I was one of the first to come to know that the FAO sponsored international conferences happening here. I am from Manipur cadre, so I thought, I've been all my 25 years of forest service, and even before that I have been academically interested. I was in Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. I thought we will present a paper. So handicraft, the major section is basically, I'm from Northeast India, cane and bamboo. Leave it out. Let's work on, make a good paper on solid wood is what we thought. I roped in a very close friend of mine, Dr. N.C. Talukdar, who is the director of the Institute of Bioresources for Sustainable Development, a Government of India CBT institute at Imphal, covering the whole of Northeast India. And then I had another very good close colleague of mine from Manipur, Tiam MP Singh, and then we set out making this paper. Bordering Myanmar in the northeastern India, Manipur is nestled in the folds of eastern Himalaya. The state sprawling about, it's a small state, 22,000 square kilometers, has an oval-shaped central valley surrounded by hills. The valley doesn't have forests, and then all 70% of the geographical area of Manipur, as per if you see any written literature, is 70% of it is forest. What forests they are? They are from tropical rainforest to subalpine zone. All kinds of forests in a very small area. And Manipur is a civilization that has thrived in isolation and has a rich cultural heritage, as is reflected in the language, traditional healing practices, unique forms of dance, drama, music, martial arts, sports, arts and crafts. Boasts of highest handicraft units and also the highest number of skilled and semi-skilled artisans in the entire Northeast India. From time immemorial, Manipur has a thriving handloom industry. Almost every household has a loom. With about 340,000 weavers, handloom industry is the largest cottage industry in the state. Can you guess as to what this is made of? Dr. Baumik definitely knows. Look at that artistic excellence. Cane and bamboo craft is most widespread throughout the state and employs about 150,000 people. Bamboo production, there are 8 species of bamboo endemic to Manipur. A lot is known about bamboo, and bamboo is one thing, it's a tragedy. I'll come to it a little later, but I'll just tell you, when June cultivation, hill ranges are burnt, and then the one thing that comes is this bamboo looks very green. That climatically, Manipur has a salubrious climate. You don't know the loss, but then there is a lot of bamboo, 1 million tons per annum. There is the valley is dotted with lakes, and you have a reed. And from the reed, this artistic people of Manipur makes, mats, furniture, cushions, a whole lot of range of articles. World over, they're exporting it. It's a very thriving industry, Kauna industry. As Dr. Baumik said, without using the potter's wheel, there is a Nungba is a village, a Naga village, which produces extraordinary beautiful stone pottery. Very unique. Manipur is unique. I should have been wise enough to take any one of this sector to present here. I took solid wood. Okay, doll making is also a thriving handicraft business in Manipur. You can appreciate the beauty of the, craftsmen here. Being a landlocked state with inadequate communication system, I told you, a civilization that thrived in isolation, people had the necessity of creating different items of need out of solid wood. Wood is used for various purposes, ranging from house construction, furniture, to pound the paddy, make dugouts, wars, handloom, weapons, statues, and other wood, carving, so on and so forth. This is a hookah made out of a wood. This is Melanoria usitata, a very hardwood, excellent quality timber. This species grows only in the Indo-Myanmar border area. They made a hookah out of it. Wooden handicrafts also reflect the creativity and artistic excellence of the people of Manipur. This is, extraordinarily beautiful. The state sustains a large proportion of the rich biodiversity of the Indo-Burma biodiversity hotspot. Numerous species of solid wood are put to use for different purposes. Ingenuity of the people is reflected in the traditional knowledge. They have ensured that specific wood serve specific purposes. Dugouts, Sidela tuna, Unintau, that's an endemic tree. It's a state tree of the Manipur. None of us here would know. Then Jamun, preferred, now Podocarpus nidifolius. This is, I do not know how many of you from the botanical background. It is a broad-leaved gymnosperm. Very few broad-leaved gymnosperm, and it's on the verge of extinction all over the world. And they used ores for that. Dehusking paddy. Castronopsis hystrix, Ficus glomerata, Xyloma longifolia, Kangra. There are two Dipterocarpus species, sky-reaching mammoth trees, which are typical to Manipur and then the Indo-Myanmar border area. Dipterocarpus tuberculatus and Dipterocarpus turbinatus. Uningto is an endemic tree species, invariably used as pillar in house construction. Most of the handlooms used to be from this particular tree species. Kevu, like the one I said, which they use for the red wood, was used to be a part of the handloom. Teak, Jugalance region, naturally walnut grows in Manipur. Nageshwar, Mesua feria, Albizia lebec, Haino, Mangifera indica, Sesu is introduced, Wang, Melena arborea, Uchan, Pinus cassia, all naturally growing solid wood species. A large number of other solid wood species for toy making. Wang, Melena arborea, Thera bombex seba. And then they have this 4th century old deities of Lord Krishna made out of Autocarpus, this integrifolia. Okay. Now I think birds of Ghana. Why am I talking about birds of Ghana? A couple of decades ago, one of my uncles who was working in Nigeria brought home a book called Birds of Ghana. It is the first book that I read on birds. I ultimately ended up doing my PhD on birds. Written very humorously, very fascinating small book. In the end there was references. And then I searched for references, there was none. He must be a Scottish humor. There was no work ever happened on the birds of Ghana. He was the first to write the book. Similarly, we found to our great dismay, unhappiness, that there is not one single piece of worthwhile information that I can share here, which is already recorded. We went to, the government of India has a handloom, handicraft handloom sector industry. We went there, information was not forthcoming. We went to industries and Department of Commerce and Industry. We asked for information on the solid wood based handicraft. Luckily, that department in the 2010-11, they had a project to find out the number of handicraft artisans in the state, and then what is the income, what is the investment, where do they sell, what is this, in the form of a project. Something had begun just last year. Why it is so? And then I am not blaming, I am a senior forest officer, And then we found out in the forest department, we absolutely don't have written information. We all maybe know, like I told you, I can just close my eyes and I know what are the wood used by which are the handicraft persons. But then somehow, unfortunately, written information is non-existent as of now. So ever since we started working on it, we being senior government officers, myself, my colleague, and then the director of IBSC, we took it seriously. Much of the information we are collecting it. By the time you see the paper, there will be, quite a bit of, available information collating. One thing we have already done is that which wood, where does it come from? Again, it doesn't serve much of a purpose. Okay, actually, okay. The one important thing which I come here and then which should be known, this is the hosted by the IWST, Institute of Wood Science and Technology. They have done an excellent work with regard to some of the species of Nagaland, wherein a large number of species of Manipur remains untouched. Absolutely no information is available. Wood anatomy, propagation techniques of various species, silviculture, nothing is known. A large number of species are, they need to be done. The IWST should pursue this interest. They have done it for few species of Nagaland, not at all adequate. There is one Parkia roxburghi, one of the very favored food items for both the hillsmen and then the valley people. The pots becomes extremely expensive. They love it, and then there was a disease. The whole lot of dying out happened, and we really didn't know anything about it. So these three aspects of the unique tree species of Manipur, which find a lot of use in the state, we need to pursue. In situ, ex situ conservation efforts are being done here. Okay, few things I missed out. Sad to say that there exists poverty, there exists, pure, naturally tea growing area. The huge forests are set fire to make, get some grains out of it. If they simply could wait for it, there is a communication system. The people who are dependent on Zoom cultivation could be very rich in a high power, a conference I made, risking being ridiculed at, I gave a suggestion that, look, what you should do is, you should have different age group people playing football, from children to 60 to 70, give them food, give them pork, beef, whatever it is, ensure that they don't go to forest, and it is far more, rewarding. When it comes to not only economically can be rewarding, because very small sprinkling population sets for the Zoom cultivation. The poverty exists in the hills, and then complete devastating. There not one tree is left, and then all these rich resources getting burnt. Western Ghats also, I know that sometimes in the history used to have this slash and burn type of cultivation. No more happens. Very few days ago, I was reading apple in the state of Manipur. The army came and gave some seedlings, somebody grew it, and now it's all, they have a small plantation of apple. Anything can be grown, but then things aren't as we expect them or as they should be. So by the time this proceedings comes in the form of a book, I would, on behalf of all my co-authors and myself, I promise you that there will be some vital, genuine scientific information. As of now, it's like birds of Ghana references. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.